Alright, welcome back everyone. We are going to go ahead and go beat Aghanim right now. This is going to be quite a while. This is not a short thing, and unfortunately there's not a whole lot that's randomized in here. So this is going to be a pretty just straightforward run through. I have the Tempered Sword, so that's really easy to get through the barrier here. And I'm actually really glad I have Temper, just because it's going to make things a little bit easier. My weapons are pretty bad otherwise, so I don't want to have to swing 18 times to kill these guys. Alright. This is going to have a key, yep. There's only 2 chests in Aghanim's tower, and they both have keys. So in this mode in particular, there's no deviation. We're just going to get those 2 keys, and we're going to go up. There is a hint tile in Aghanim's tower, and usually you're going to skip it, but since we have to do this, we're going to do that. And we'll hopefully find something useful. After this, we'll be able to get into the Dark World. We won't be able to get everywhere in the Dark World, so we're going to have to figure out where we're going to find the most items. And that answer is actually pretty simple. Right now, when we do get to the Dark World, the only place we're going to be able to access is the pyramid. There's a ledge on the pyramid with an item. There's the catfish, which we can get to since we do have the gloves. And then there's the Palace of Darkness, or pod as I like to call it. Pod does have a whole bunch of items, and I think it has 5 items total, which is a ton. But there is a chance that it'll be bow locked, which if the first chest does not have a key, that's actually the only chest we can access without having a bow. Because of a little quirk, there's the red Cyclops guys. The only way to kill those is with a bow. There is a glitch that you can do, but in order to do that glitch we need a bottle. Just a joke title, never mind. A joke hint title. But yeah, since I don't have a bottle, I cannot perform that glitch. So we're going to have to just get the first item in pod, and it's going to have to be progression if we are dealing with a bowlock pod situation. And we're just making our way up. We're almost to the top here. Just a whole bunch of guards. I'm running a little bit lower on health than I would love, but it's not terrible. Aghanim himself isn't too dangerous. And we'll just get by this. We just have one more floor to go. So, in pod, I'll either find an item that'll lead to another location, or I'll find something that's actual progression that will open things up. And after that, we'll go and see where things lead us. The Dark World, as you may know, has a whole bunch of items, a whole bunch of locations, a whole bunch of items. There are 7 dungeons there, but since we know that Ice Palace is a green pendant and Eastern Palace is also a pendant, there's going to be one more pendant in there. So the tracker right now reads as having 8 crystals available. We're going to change one of them to a pendant, and hopefully we don't have to go. Alright, here's Aghanim. So Aghanim has a pattern. He will fire off bolts. Blue bolt there. He'll fire off 4 bolts, and then he'll shoot lightning from the ceiling. The first bolt will always be the one that you can reflect. After that, he can do either the blue ball, which you can't use to hit him, or a reflective bolt. So that time I got 2 blue balls and 2 actual reflective bolts. The maximum amount of blue balls you can get in the fight is 15. Well, more if you do what I just did there and get hit. But if you get 15 blue balls, you're not really happy with yourself. One thing to note is that if you are racing this, the amount of blue balls that Aghanim will give is always going to be the same for both runners in the seed. So you don't have to worry about that. It used to be randomized, but not anymore. That would have been quite a pain. Alright, almost done here. And there goes Aghanim. That was just a long fight for nothing. But we made it. We're in the Dark World now. And we get a free health fill. Alright, let's see. What is on the ledge? 10 arrows. Completely useless. Okay, there's only 2 more places that we can check in the Dark World. So I'm going to make my way up the catfish right now. It's kind of out of the way, but since I've already checked Zora and the fountain up there, it's just kind of orphaned out by itself. So I'm going to go do that, then if I don't find anything, go into pod. And we'll see what that fish has for us today. So we're just clearing out our way. So in order to get up here, you need the gloves. You don't actually need Titan Smiths because you can just bonk into that, or you can even just jump down. It's just a whole bunch of red herrings. Alright, messed that up, but that's okay. There's a rock right here. Toss that in. The reason I dashed out there is because it makes things a little bit faster. It's a little minor time save for a red ruby. Not worth it at all. Okay, so there is literally like 1 location left to go to. I could have gone to the hobo under the bridge, but that is technically not in logic. So the seed itself is expecting you to do this. A lot of runners can just ignore logic and do whatever they want because they're good enough. There's so many glitches that you can perform, so many tricks and optimizations, but while I could have gone to the hobo, I'm going to actually try to follow the logic of the seed and see where it's saying to go. Alright, we're just going to make our way down south. This is one spot where you definitely want to save some money. Kiki the monkey does take 110 rupees in order to get you into the Palace of Darkness, so you need some rupees. The maximum amount of rupees you need, I think, is 500 for Zora, 80 for the digging game, another 20 or so for the chess game, and then another 100 for Zora. If you have like 700 rupees, you're probably fine. Okay, I gotta make sure not to get hit, because then Kiki will go back, and I have to go get him, which isn't that big a deal, but it's annoying. Okay, I made it. And I had plenty of rupees, so our favorite extortionist monkey will open up the way to pod for us. Okay, and we're in. So yes, there is only 1 spot for me to go, and so I'll go off to the left here. And we're going to go down the stairs, and we'll get the only chest we can get to. If it's a key, we can go in further. If it's not a key, it better be progression, because otherwise something went wrong in the seed. And it is a key. Okay, so we're going to be able to go a little bit further in. Pod has 6 small keys in it, in the chests, so you're going to get used to seeing a lot of keys. And I think there have to be 4 in the front of pod. Some people call this the Mullet Mansion because it's all business in the front and party in the back. Make our way through this first key door here. The right side is the bow-locked side, so I can't even go there. So I'm just going to make my way out here. So there's 2 chests that key opens up. We'll get to the first one right now. It's another key. Okay, that way we can go, and this is probably unnecessary. Anyone who's more familiar with this than me, at least the logic side of things, probably knows that the next 2 chests are going to have small keys, but we're going to go down here. Because we have that key, we can go into this door here and check. Now this would normally be in the vanilla game the big key, but we'll see what it has. The book. Okay, so that is good. It does open up Desert Palace. We have everything we need to finish that, so we can go to Desert Palace, but since we found a key there, I want to keep going further. There's still more chests we can check in pod. I want to make sure that we get every item we can access in pod before we leave. Plus, the book itself isn't good enough. Desert Palace, in order to finish it, you need the gloves, the power gloves. You need a fire source, so the lamp works fine for that. And potentially the boots, because the item on top of that torch is randomized. And if it's the big key or potentially the small key, you will need the boots in order to get it. And I fell off that cliff. Okay, we'll just reset the room. So yes, I could complete Desert Palace, and it is a crystal, but it doesn't. Oh, there's only 2 items in Desert Palace, and going on further, there's a chance that I'll find something useful. Okay, we're going to go down. There's going to be 3 more chests we can access. We're going to go downstairs here. Still don't have the big key, unfortunately. But I also can't finish pod. I need both the hammer and the bow for that. Okay, another key. The map, not useful at all, but that's one of those items down. Okay, there's one more chest up here, and then we can use the key to get through this door or go into the dark maze. Oh, okay. Okay, Titan's Mitts. Now that opens up a lot. The Titan's Mitts, okay, key there. The Titan's Mitts lets us get basically full Dark World access. You can't go from A to B entirely, but it means that we can now access the portal outside of the Kakariko village. So we can get to Thieves Town, we can get to Skull Woods, we can go into basically anywhere. Oh, alright, we're fully decked out in swords now too, that's great. Butter Sword, Tempered Sword to Butter Sword, Golden Sword, but some people call it Butter Sword, isn't that big of a jump, but it counts. Alright, I don't have the big key, so now we're done in the Palace of Darkness, so I'm going to leave. But I'm so glad I went in further, because that Titan's Mitts, that's going to open up a whole lot of checks for me. Oh, and I forgot, I saved and quit while in the Dark World. If you do that, you end up, and you've beaten Aghanim, you end up back on the pyramid. So, that's why I have the mirror. Now I can flew. I'm going to fly to Kakariko Village. Alright, so now that I have the Titan's Mitts, I can go up north here to this entrance. Oh, yeah, because I beat Aghanim, there's a whole bunch more enemies, tougher enemies. It's not that big a deal. But yeah, I can lift this rock now. And then lift this rock and then go take the portal to the Dark World. And I'm going to check the map once I get in here. Okay. And we see that Misery Mire is our last pendant. We already knew where both the red crystals were. So now we know that Mire may not be required, and Ice Palace, which we already knew was the green pendant. So I've gone ahead and marked that in the tracker. I'm going to go up north to Skull Woods. Skull Woods, in order to complete it, the only real item you need is, well, you need a sword. You need a sword and you need the fire rod. Not the lamp, the fire rod, because you need to burn through the skull itself, and the only weapon that can do that is the fire rod. But there are 2 items in Skullwood, and there's a good chance we can find both of them up here, so we're going to go ahead and check that out. Okay, key. And I get knocked into the hole, but I'm going to ignore that south door. There's nothing there, really. But I'll go out here. There's 2 more chests to get. Bombs. Okay, there's item 1 in Skullwoods. Having the gold sword is great. I can kill those mummies really fast. Oh, okay. Oh, hey, that's a Sank heart. So yeah, there's a bunch of heart containers in the game, but there's only one heart container that'll actually refill your health. That's the heart that is normally found in this chest in the sanctuary. All the other ones don't refill your health because getting the crystal refills your health in Magic. That's a little fun tidbit. So I found both items in Skull Woods, but I can't finish the dungeon, so I'm going to go up. There's a couple places I can check here. I'm going to go and check this ledge here. In order to get the item up on that ledge, you need the cape. That's the only way to get it, so luckily it's just 100 rupees, it's not necessary, so I don't need the cape this run. Now I'm going to make my way out here. There's 2 item locations. I'm going to go check the ledge on top of the graveyard, and then I'm going to check the King's Throne. So in order to check this location, you need the mirror, which I have, so great. The King's Throne is that little tombstone that is in the bottom right just then. In order to get in there, you either need the Titan's mitts or the gloves, or you need the mirror and the Titan's mitts and the boots, or you either need the mirror and the boots. Okay, just a bomb here, not useful at all. But we'll go down to check the King's Tomb, and then we'll make our way back to the Village of Outcasts, which is the Dark World version of Kakariko Village. Alright, just gonna mirror here. Okay, down we go. Okay, just a piece of heart. Could be worse. Okay, so now we're gonna make our way down south. We're gonna go check out the Village of Outcasts. There's quite a few checks there. My rupee count's pretty high, so I don't have to worry about not being able to do anything. Thieves Town is probably the most popular spot to go to after getting to the Dark World, because the requirements to beat it is just basically having a weapon that can beat blind, and there are so many weapons that can beat blind that it's almost impossible not to be able to finish it. But the big chest does require the hammer to check, and if there's an item in it, going back to it is going to take a while. Just a blue rupee there. So I don't have the hammer right now. I really don't want to go to Thieves Town, even though it is a crystal. I'm going to try to put it off until I get the hammer, but I will open it up. No, you don't actually need the gloves or the mitts to open that gate. It seems like you would, but you don't. Okay, there's 2 chests. Oh, fire rod. That would have been so useful like 10 minutes ago. So now I can actually finish Skull Woods. And I considered it, but I'm not gonna do it. I'll probably do it real shortly, though. But the chess game has 2 chests. The first chest is just random, but the second chest will always have the item. Alright, I'm gonna check the little brewery here. Okay, more hearts. I've got a lot of hearts here, which is great for me because I get hit a lot. I'm going to skip Thieves Town, like I said. I'm going to go down south here. Because I have the Titan's Mitts and the mirror, I can complete the blacksmith quest. There's the frog right there. We'll collect him in a minute. You can't take him into the digging game, so I'm going to do it first. This game will give you 30 digs for an item. Well, up to 30 digs. It's randomized, but we're going to keep digging. Alright, almost there. And 10 arrows. Not useful at all. But we've at least completed another check. Alright, I'm going to take a trip up north now, and I'm going to go pick up the blacksmith, or the frog. And then because I have the mirror, I can just go into the area, mirror, and return him. And then I'm also going to grab the purple chest that spawns in the Dark World afterwards, and take that down south to the guy who's looking for his lunch. And that's another item, and I'll also be able to check quite a few things on the way. Okay, mirror here. I wish I had the hammer or the powder so that I could check 2 more locations there. The magic bat has an item, and the hammer pegs also has an item, but I can't finish either of those. Just 5 rupees. It actually costs 10 rupees to get the item from them, so I ended up down 5. They're really bad counterfeiters. Okay, gonna take this chest down south. The annoying thing with it is that you can't actually dash with the chest, so we're doing this the slow way. After this, probably go to Thieves Town or Skull Woods. Okay, this is Cave 45, and it has 50 rupees, ignoring. And back to the Dark World. We're gonna go up north and talk to Stumpy. He's the little guy that sits on a stump. Normally he gives you a flute in the vanilla game, or the shovel in the vanilla game. Here he gives me some money. Not great, not what I'm looking for, but the seed is opened up significantly after getting the Titan's Mitts and that fire rod, so I'm not going to complain. I've got 2 more dungeons that I can go into. I've got a whole bunch of checks here. Oh, and apparently, yes, I pinned Stumpy. My tracker is acting up a little bit, and I was trying to mark it as complete, and I did not. Okay, we're going into the light world. We have to hand this in, but we're leaving the dark world portal there because... Okay, nothing. We're going to check the Bombos tablet, because we have the book. In order to get the item off the Bombos tablet, or the Ether tablet, you need the book and the Master Sword. If you just have the book and no sword or the Fighter Sword, it'll at least give you a hint. It'll say what the item is, so then you know to come back later. But since I already have the gold sword, I can get it, and we have... Ooh, a bottle. Okay, that's extremely useful, because now we can go check out the sick kid in Kakariko, and hopefully we'll get an item there. Oh, and I'm just fiddling with my tracker right now. It's causing some issues, so a little distracted. And for that, I apologize. But it took quite a while to get that bottle. I don't know if there's no other place really for me to find a bottle, so hopefully the sick kid has something for us. And this cave is called Hype Cave. In older versions of the game, there was almost always some really good items in here. But... Oh, okay, yes, the tracker really is messing up, so I'm just fiddling with it, and we got reconnected. Here we go. Okay, so there almost always was a good item in here, but with the latest logic updates, it's not usually as good. So far, just money, bombs, and more money. Okay, I rate that 0 out of 10. Yeah, in fact, I'm just gonna bomb that guy. Alright, so I've kind of exhausted locations here, but there's still some places for me to go. I'm gonna flute back to Kakariko Village and check in with the sick kid real fast, because that's a quick check. Then I can go back into the Dark World and finish Skull Woods, and then I'll probably dip Thieves Town even though I don't have the hammer. Yes, gonna go... up north. I'm actually doing this commentary in post, which I apparently forgot that I didn't go check Sick Kid right away. So I'm gonna go up to Skull Woods, but we'll get to the Sick Kid eventually. Okay, so there's not going to be any items in the Kakariko Village. There's not going to be any items in Skull Woods because we already found both of them. So I'm just going to go straight through to the Mothiel fight, which is not fun. It's probably one of the fights that people dread the most, not because the boss himself is hard, it's because the arena is difficult. Here is me having another brain fart. So there's an item normally up north that you can get to. However, I already know that there's no items, so I'm just doing this because of muscle memory. So you get to enjoy me doing this for a little while. Big key. Again, there's no more items in this dungeon, so I'm just going to skip on. I go, oh, right, I figured it out now. Now we're going to go. We're going to pick up this key that's under this skull here, and then we're going to go up north. after we do Skull Woods, I'm probably going to mirror, and then since I have the book, I'm going to check everyone's favorite, the pedestal, because it's right here. And hopefully there's no item that is necessary in the pedestal. Looking at what I have right now, in order to finish the game, I need the bow for pod, and I need the hammer, which most dungeons require the hammer. So I need the bow, the hammer, I'll need the Cane of Samaria, I'll need the ice rod, and I'll also need whatever medallion Turtle Rock is. So there's quite a few items left for me to find, so there are some things that could be on the pedestal. The ice rod could be on the pedestal quite easily. The bow cannot, because items on the pedestal cannot be locked behind a pendant. So since you need the bow to finish Eastern Palace, you can't have the bow on the ped. But you could have the Total Rock medallion. You could have the ice rod. Can't have the hammer. Can't have the Cane of Samaria. Oh, I also need the flippers too. Forgot about that. But the flippers can't be on the ped either. Okay, this fight is going to be annoying. Fun fact, Mothula in the vanilla game does not actually take damage from the gold sword because of a quirk with the spikes themselves doing gold sword damage. So they had to actually patch it so that he just takes tempered sword damage. Oh, I'm really low. I don't have a fairy. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. Did it. That was way too close. But, there we go. We got our second crystal. 5 more to go. Now, we're gonna grab that mirror, and we're gonna check the pedestal. I really, really hope it is not a pedestal seed, because then we have to do Ice Palace, Eastern Palace, and Misery Mire. And that means we need more items. Okay, getting out the book, and the pedestal says, I make things go triple boom. That is a 3-bomb item. We know that we will not need to do the pedestal. So that's an example of what you would see on like a tablet, or obviously the pedestal, if you don't meet the requirements. It's handy, but you need the book in order to see that. Alright, I'm going to go check the mire and desert area. I still don't want to do Thieves Town. I want to find that hammer first, so I'm going to go up here. So I can actually finish desert. Okay, the Quake Medallion will be needed for Misery Mire, but Mire may not be required, so right now I can't actually finish. Oh, whoops. I fell down. I feel embarrassed, but thankfully I have the book, so I don't have to like flute back and then do this whole thing again. I'll just go through desert the normal way. But yeah, if I see the Quake Medallion, that'll be sad for me, because then I will be able to get into Misery Mire, and I don't want to go to Misery Mire. But it's not actually finishable, because I need the Cane of Samaria for that. Alright, so as I mentioned, 2 items in Desert Palace. There's also a hint tile. And we'll see if it was actually locked behind the boots, if there's an important key or item on the torch. Okay, first item here, small key. Alright, so the odds of it being boots locked just decrease significantly. Not that it really matters, this is purely academical, I already have the boots. Okay, there's 2 more chests over here. And make our way through the cannons. Badly. Okay, there's a big key. Alright, so safely can say that desert is not boots locked. So if there was a key on the ledge, the logic would dictate you need the boots to finish Desert Palace. It may seem pointless to know this, but knowing the logic of the game helps you. Another joke tile. We've only gotten like 2 actual real hints. But knowing the logic of the game helps you to run this better. Alright, so there's one more item in Desert Palace. And there it is. Okay. Nothing useful, but that's okay. We can get the red crystal, so that's worth it. And Lanmo is just not a very difficult fight, especially once you have the gold sword. So we'll go ahead and finish him off. I've got 2 fire sources, so definitely can do that. And we're just going to keep bonking. It's fun. Here's a fun game. Someone who's watching this, guess how many bonks I will have at the end. There is a stat screen. We'll be able to know. That's a little trick. If you are at a pixel divisible by 4, you can dash through a key door without bonking. Again, little tricks. Okay, I'm going to equip the fire rod. It's the slightly faster option to get through this last room. Oh yeah, gotta grab the key here. Okay. Pop that. This red guy, the Cyclops here, he can only be killed by the bow, but he isn't required for this room, so we can safely ignore him. Alright, let's go kill some land mollusks. Alright, having a little bit of trouble here. But just the one guy and he's down. Okay. Just the map, we knew that it was going to be an item, but here's our 3rd crystal. This is our other red crystal. So we are making our way through. We're going to take a break from here, and we'll come back and try to finish off this run. So I will see you all next time.